Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Bloodborne, the Old Hunters. We are back in the underground jail, again to tie up a couple more loose ends and grab a couple of things. So, we picked up the underground cell key, which we can use on Yamamura's cell here. And we can get a better look at him. In here, just repeatedly pounding his head against the wall. Bloody splat made against it. We are going to put Yamamura out of his misery. Out of his raving misery. And we're gonna get everything that he was wearing. It's a pretty nice looking set. Oh, I think I went right past it tonight. Yep. Yamamura Hunter Hat, a standard hunter's hat worn by Yamamura the Wanderer. This hat and staff were given to him when he became a hunter and confederate of the League. So, he was also a comrade of Valter's. Garb of a distant eastern land worn by Yamamura the Wanderer. This eastern warrior pursued a beast for honorable revenge, then became a hunter of the League. But when he stared straight into impurity, it drove him mad. We can only wonder what that beast was. Old hunter armbands wound tightly to prevent infection with the scourge. Of course, the idea that the scourge was infectious was pure hearsay. It wasn't infectious at all. I love that detail. So we get Frenzied Cold Blood in here. Oh, hey, I forgot about you guys. Somehow forgot they were still active. You're slowing me down. Deal with him the same way we dealt with him last time. Nice visceral, couple of swings. Get inside there before I get shot. Okay. In the meantime, since last episode, I really pumped up the Moonlight Greatsword so I can get a lot more use out of it. This is a tremendous weapon. I've always loved the look of the Moonlight Greatsword, but it's never fit my playstyle, so it's been hard to justify using. In here, there is an enemy hunter who, if he wants to be lame and just sit it out behind the door, we'll make him come to us. He doesn't want to, though. Oh, he's stuck. Come on. Shit. This hunter is using a weapon called the Church Pick, which is a new skill weapon with a moveset that you can see is very similar to the Burial Blade. I mixed this weapon up a couple episodes back with the Beast Safe. Yeah, it's pretty much a faster Burial Blade. And I'm having a really rough time trying to parry it for some reason. Oh, I want to talk about Yamamura for a second. So, there are a couple of Yamamuras listed in the credits of the game. One of them is a game designer. The other one is listed in the special thanks section. His full name is Chikage Yamamura. So he was also probably the inspiration for the name of the Chikage weapon. One of the old trick weapons of the Healing Church, a hunting weapon formed from one of the giant picks that appear in old beast tales. This church pick initially serves as a large sword, but when transformed, functions as an extended war pick. In spite of its origins, it's highly practical as a weapon. This is not a bad little weapon. It's much faster than you would expect, and that move is not super practical, but it's really cool. I think it might also sweep people off their feet. I'll be honest, I haven't messed around with this thing too much. Yeah, that move, that back step slash is very similar to the Burial Blade. The L2 is also very similar to the Burial Blade. Alright, so we will make one more trip down here later because we're missing just one thing. But now we're going to head back to the Hunter's Dream. We're going to pick up some new gear, and we are going to learn a little bit about Lady Maria, who we fought last time. She's the caretaker of the research hall and the hunter on the cover of the Old Hunters. She also has some kind of not well-defined relationship to Annalise. She's said to be a distant relative to the Queen of the Vile Bloods. which you can kind of see in her, that blood attack that she uses. We also know that she was an apprentice of Gurman's, and that she dresses and looks very similar to the doll, who we will get to in just a moment. The doll is going to have some new dialogue for us. First, we did get a badge that unlocks the piercing rifle, which was engineered by the Odo Workshop, precursor to the workshop of the heretical powder kegs. Designed for hunting on narrow streets, this rifle has been optimized to cause perforation wounds, but is unfit for reliably countering attacks. I think that means that the shots pierce through enemies. So the doll. She dresses like the doll, and it's very heavily implied that Gurman modeled the doll after Maria, which recontextualizes their whole relationship. We can even pick up Maria's gear here, which it looks fantastic. Among the first hunters, all students of Gurman, was the Lady Hunter Maria. This was her hunter's cap crafted in Canehurst. Maria is distantly related to the Undead Queen, but had great admiration for Gurman, unaware of his curious mania. And the rest of her gear says pretty much the same thing. I also think that the old hunter's bone belonged to Maria. We find the old hunter's bone in the abandoned workshop, and we find it at the gravestone that you use to awaken in the DLC, and at the same gravestone that the doll sometimes prays at.
Gammon awaits you.
Ah, God, I can't get her to play the new dialogue. The other thing is that Maria uses the same kind of quick step from the old hunter's bone. So I guess with that, I'm gonna warp back to the DLC, and I will splice in, somehow, someway I'll splice in her new dialogue.
Good hunter, have I somehow changed? Moments ago, from some place, perhaps deep within, I sensed a liberation from heavy shackles. Not that I would know. How passing strange.
So, as you can see, the new dialogue isn't really super substantive, but it just furthers the implied connection between Maria and the doll. We also find Maria with her throat cut, and it's ambiguous whether it was a murder or a suicide. When we disturb her corpse, which is a taboo in Japan that she comments on, she comes to life, saying that our curiosity is a dangerous thing. Either way, she seems to have died after learning some horrible secret, and she died apparently trying to stop anyone else from discovering what that secret was. With the Celestial Dial, fuck, that's cool, we can venture out into that secret. Just a rainy little hamlet. Oh man, just drink this in for a sec. A lot of people have noticed this detail. They picked up on this really quickly. This water is either reflecting a distant city, or there's a city underneath the water. There are also a bunch of ship masts out in the distance, poking out of the water, like the ones that you see in the Nightmare Frontier. At first, people thought that the city under the water was Mensis, but I'm pretty sure that got debunked by the architecture. I think it's a looking glass. I think it's like Rom's Lake Dimension.
Blasphemous murders, blood-crazed fiends. Atonement for the wretches by the wrath of Mother Goss. Mercy for the poor wizened child. Mercy. Oh, please. Atonement for the wretches. Lay the curse of blood upon them and their children and their children's children forevermore. Each wretched birth will plunge each child into a lifetime of misery. mercy. Let the pungence of cause cling like a mother's devotion. Atonement for the late curse of each wretched.
Upon entering the DLC, we hear a voice saying, "Curse the fiends, their children too," and now we have this disfigured town crier singing the same tune. And you'll notice my insight ticked up as soon as I entered the Fishing Hamlet. I'm gonna go back to the Hunter stream and grab something real quick, because I forgot about a certain interaction with that town crier. So anyway, yeah, Bergenworth is full of blasphemous murderers, according to that guy. Those fiends, the fiends from the introductory cutscene to the DLC, are apparently Bergenworth. And the curse? The curse is the Hunter's nightmare, placed upon the original old hunters and the scholars of Bergenworth. Maria, Ludwig, and so on. The entire lineage of hunters thereafter as well. All of them cursed. I absolutely adore this location.
Blasphemous atonement for the mercy. Mercy. A curse here, a curse there. A curse for he and she. White hair. A bottomless curse. A bottomless sea. Source of all greatness. All things that be. Listen for the baneful chants. Weep with them as one in trance. And weep with us. Oh, weep with us. Oh. Listen for the baneful, be called to the bloodless, wherever they be. Fix your ears to hear our calls. Listen for the be called to the fix.
That's the interaction you get out of that guy if you have the milkweed rune equipped and he thinks that you're a kin or a lumenwood. Skull of a local from the violated fishing village. The inside of the skull was forcibly searched for eyes, as evidenced by innumerable scratches and indentations. No wonder the skull became stewed in curses. They who offer baneful chants weep with them as one in trance. The same thing that the crier said. Another reference to fixing your ears and hearing the chants. And that skull was of the villagers. Bergenworth burst into the village and started butchering the villagers, cutting off their heads and searching the insides of their brains for eyes on the inside. Isn't that interesting? The Accursed Brew is a new hunter's tool, by the way, used a lot that I've seen in PvP. It seems to have shaken up the meta a little bit. So we're going to go back to our Radiance rune, and we're going to head back to the Fishing Hamlet to continue on. Alright, we're back. The gloom of this place is so thick. This is just one of my favorite locations in the whole game. The slight bits of rain, the dilapidated, boarded-off houses, and whatever that is, right? Oh, man. This is... thick with atmosphere. The inhabitants of this seaside village were transformed into fish-like deep ones by an eldritch old god. Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, I'm biting my lip. This place is a huge reference to Shadow over Innsmouth. Oh, man. Okay. So Bergenworth discovered this village, and they did something unspeakably atrocious to provoke this curse. They came through here and butchered and abducted and experimented on the denizens of this village. But we know that's not all of it. These villagers couldn't have had it within their power to curse Bergenworth and the Old Hunters themselves. A Great One could have. A Great One sympathetic in nature. Sympathetic to the plight of this town. A Great One whose presence accidentally drove the people of the town mad and transformed them in the first place, attracting the profane attention of Bergenworth. After all, why would the college take an interest in Bergenworth if they didn't have some connection to the Great Ones? The first thing they did was come in and start probing around in their skulls for eyes on the inside. I think a Great One, Kos, washed ashore here. Kos, by the way, is a name that we remember from Mikolash, an original scholar from Bergenworth. And where is Mikolash? Trapped in a nightmare, raving like a lunatic. So the people here worshipped Kos. I believe that, by the way, is what the Accursed Brew looks like. So the people here worshipped Kos like Father Dagon, or Mother Hydra, or Cthulhu. I think, like Innsmouth, their worship became the basis for something of a cult. And they, in their raving madness, tried to bring themselves closer to the Great Ones. In Innsmouth, they bred with Deep Ones to create hybrids. Here, I think they used those slugs, the phantasms, which you can find all over the place here, intermingled with the fish. I think they used the phantasms and became a similar fish people hybrid, Deep Ones. I think that attracted the attention of Bergenworth. And they came through with their butchery and their experimentation and massacred the people of the village. And the Great One, Kos, cursed Bergenworth and the entire lineage of the Hunters with a nightmare as an act of either defense or retribution. There was also mentioned a wizened child by that town crier. A wizened, emaciated child. God, I have to play the rest of this so coy. The Fishing Hamlet is a fucking excellent final location for the DLC. And I'm like, I have to contain my giddiness at everything that's gone down and that's gonna go down here. Oh, I didn't even need the visceral. Good. I had to switch off of the amygdala arm because I kind of went on autopilot there. But that's fine because, shit, man. The Moonlight Greatsword's a lot of fun in this one. It retains its usual projectiles. Oh, he sees me from a distance. Okay, so it retains its normal projectiles that you know and love from other Souls games, except now it consumes Quicksilver bullets instead of durability, which is a really nice trade-off. Shit. That L2 is like my favorite move in the whole moveset. It's super powerful, it's a giant stab forward, and it's got a really big hitbox. This guy. He can be parried. There's another variant of this enemy type I find easier to parry. Oh, that grab is nasty. He grabs you and he literally swallows you. On. Shit, that overhead tracks so hard. It's like Dark Souls 2 overhead. It's really slow. Like, the rule of thumb always seems to be the slower the attack, the more difficult it is to dodge. You always expect it to come out faster than it actually does. Okay, back to the enchanted form. The form that I really like. Boom! That does so much damage, too. The other move on this moveset that I really like is the jumping attack. Because the jumping attack even fires a projectile. And even if you're in melee range, the projectile still hits. So you're doing a melee hit, plus you're getting the damage from the projectile added on. Which makes the R2 really good. It makes the jumping attack really good in close quarters. And the L2 is melee ranged anyway. So we have just fish people, deep ones, giant shark people. And we have this well. What is down this well? We hear winter lanterns. And that guy. But not just that one shark wielding what appears to be another big IV stand or a candelabrum. We have two. We have one clung to the ceiling, ready to ambush you when you're fighting the other shark. So I'm not entirely prepared to fight these two shark people, which have been the bane of a lot of people's playthroughs. I will be back here. I will be back for them. And I'm going to show off a little trick that makes them very, very easy to deal with. There you go. I'm trying to bait something here, but I'm not sure if they'll come. Also, notice they bleed silver. They bleed pale blood. The new dog variant. Even the dogs are just horrendous fish monsters. Ah! This is the best location in the game. This is the best level. It's gloomy drizzle of rain. Monstrous deep ones. The revelations that come out here. You want to talk about staying true to the themes espoused by Lovecraft, especially the Shadow over Innsmouth. The misguided pursuit of scientific minds probing incomprehensible forces and the ruination that results from those discoveries. This is on the money. Like, just by seeing this place, we gain insight. It's been a long time since I talked about that mechanic and the narrative implication of the mechanic, but again, it's the mechanical equivalent of going mad with knowledge of the true mind-shattering working of the universe. Seeing just a horrific, monstrous boss having a character impart eldritch revelations on you. Holy shit! Holy shit. Okay, this is the shark that's a pain in the ass to deal with. The ones wielding weapons are a lot nastier. They seem to have more health, too. At least I can take him one-on-one. Oh, fuck. Did the tree block the shot there? I didn't even see it do damage. Like, you have to delay the parry really, really hard. Come on. Nope. That's parryable too, but it's risky, obviously. Come on. Come on. God, I had to fish for that. Ah, fish for it? Okay. Like I was saying, though, all of those things give you insight. They impart insight upon you. It lets you see the Great Ones, the amygdala. It lets you learn the eldritch truth of the universe, but mechanically it also makes you more susceptible to madness, represented in-game by frenzy. So that gaining of eldritch wisdom is mechanically dangerous to you. It also makes a bunch of enemies much tougher. Motherfucking 20-foot shark just tries to tee off on you. Those things are dangerous. Now imagine fighting two of them together. You can see why some people have a really hard time with what's down in that well. We'll get back to them eventually, though. Alright, you are not a problem. You were only a problem when you would have double-teamed me with the street shark back there. I absolutely adore this level. I knew there was something back here, a little bloodstone chunk. By the way, there is a blood rock in the DLC. I'm pretty sure some people didn't know about it. It is a pain to reach. We'll be seeing that next time. And some Great One's wisdom. So these villagers, they did have eyes on the inside. They did know of the Eldritch truth. They pretty much had to have worshipped Kos. That was a weird little gasp. That's because there is someone in here. Where he is, I can't remember. There you are.
Who are you? I'm afraid I've made a botch of things. Oh, I can hear the bell now. The beast-eyed assassin. He's after me. Again. And again. It never ends. Please. I need you to do something. This village is the true secret. Testament to the old sins. It feeds this hunter's nightmare. Please. Bring to an end the horror. So our forefathers sinned. We hunters cannot bear their weight forever. It isn't fair. It just isn't fair.
Simon's Bowblade and the underground cell inner chamber key. Choice weapon of Simon, one of the first healing church hunters. Simon despised firearms, and so the church workshop had this specially fashioned to his liking. The large curved blade serves as a bow when transformed, but aside from a few close friends, Simon was scoffed at for his choice of arms, for who would dare face the beasts with a measly bow? And we also grabbed a key. Key to the inner chamber of the cell below the Grand Cathedral. The innermost chamber of the underground cell holds a lone madman. He wears a beast hide and rings a bell that emits no sound. Unending death waits for those who can hear the soundless bell. We did hear a bell, and Simon also heard that bell before he was apparently killed. But let's take a look at this moveset, because holy shit, it's cool. I love the design of the sword form of this weapon, too. It's like I love the waviness of it. It's like a sword-sized Chris. And then the bow form. Oh my god, the bow. I can't believe there's a bow in game now. Some of the attacks, you use the bow as a weapon. Other attacks, I think you can stab with the arrow. The charged form of this can be used to backstab from a distance. It's nuts. Simon's Bowblade is a lot of fun. But we will talk about what Simon had to say next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.